The village of Vaser Valley lay quiet beneath the growing shadow of Castle Orlock. On the eve of the blood moon, the townsfolk sealed their doors, stuffed garlic under floorboards, and whispered prayers into the fog. Only one soul dared defy the night. Jonathan Greymark, an English occult scholar, stood at the base of the hill, staring up at the black silhouette of the castle. His lantern flickered. Behind him the forest rustled not with wind but breath. "You do not belong here," came a rasping voice. Jonathan turned slowly. A robed figure emerged from the trees, old, bent, clutching a twisted staff crowned with bones. "The blood moon stirs the old blood. You know not what you seek." Jonathan tightened his grip on the lantern. "I seek the truth. Dracula is no longer myth." The old man raised a trembling finger. "He is older than myth, and tonight he awakens, but not alone." From deep within the trees a long wet howl rose. Not wolf, not human. Jonathan stepped back. The light from his lantern sputtered once, then went out. In Castle Orlock, Count Dracula stood before a cracked mirror. The room was ancient, lined with rotting tapestries, filled with the scent of old death and dried roses. The mirror reflected nothing, just flickering candlelight and cobwebs. The Count's pale fingers brushed over a leather-bound grimoire, Codex Sanguinem, the Book of Blood. "It returns," he murmured. Behind him a coffin stirred. Dust fell from the rafters. From deep within the stone below, something answered a sound like bones grinding in thirst. Down in the catacombs, something ancient began to stir. Not Dracula, older. Something buried, chained in the hollow place beneath the crypt. A vault etched in forbidden runes, sealed with blood not even the Count dared to taste. Its eyes opened. Gold, slitted. A voice cracked through the stone. "Blood moon rises. Flesh returns." Meanwhile, Jonathan had made his way to the base of the castle. Lightning flashed above, not natural lightning, but veins of red fire in the sky. The blood moon was climbing. He entered through a gate, half swallowed by ivy. Every stone of Castle Orlock seemed alive, pulsing faintly in the moon's glow. As he stepped through the threshold, the air thickened, and the walls moaned softly. Dracula watched him from the shadows. I wondered how long it would take the Harkers to send another. Jonathan paused. "You knew my grandfather." "I drank your grandfather." The doors slammed shut. The heavy oaken doors boomed shut behind Jonathan, sealing the castle in silence. Dust motes swirled in the stale, blood-tinged air. From the shadows above the grand staircase, Dracula descended like fog, his eyes crimson coals, his smile carved in marble. "You carry your blood like a torch," Dracula murmured, voice smooth as velvet but soaked in menace. "I can smell your lineage. Harker, Van Helsing, graves marked by silver and foolish hope." Jonathan raised his lantern again, its flame flickering with sacred oil. "You're not the only one with lineage." Dracula's laugh echoed like a cathedral cracking. Then the floor trembled. The Count paused, frowning. Beneath them, deep within the bones of the castle, something groaned. Not wood, not stone, flesh. Elsewhere in the castle, far below, a chamber long forgotten cracked open as red light seeped through the seams of a rusted vault door. Inside, the creature stirred. It was not a vampire. It was something older than the curse. A twisted mass of bone and sinew, sealed in runes and salt, locked behind chains forged in a priest's dying breath. It had no name in human tongue, but the earth remembered it. Sarganash, the first hunger. It had been buried when the world still bled from Eden, and now, under the blood moon, the seal fractured. A voice rose from its maw, all fangs and wrath. "Let me out, brother." Back in the throne hall, Dracula's head snapped upward, his lips curled, not in hunger, but something rare, fear. That is not meant to wake. Jonathan heard it too, a second heartbeat, echoing from the very marrow of the castle. "What's beneath this place?" he asked. Dracula's eyes darkened. "A mistake. My mistake." The wind outside howled through broken, stained glass, whistling like a choir of dead children. The red moon burned brighter. Shadows twisted unnaturally across the walls. Suddenly, from the far corridor came the sound of claws on stone. Jonathan turned. What was that? "A scent," Dracula said softly, "of what fed on me before I ever fed on man." Before Jonathan could ask again, the corridor burst into chaos. Figures lunged from the dark, their bodies half-formed, stitched in darkness and teeth. Not ghouls, not wolves, something worse. Moonborn. Creatures spawned in blood eclipses, unchained by the rising of Sarganash. Dracula moved faster than thought, tearing through two of them in a blur. "They should not exist," he hissed, "unless the vault is broken." Jonathan stabbed another with a silver dagger laced in wormwood. The creature wailed like a newborn made of knives. Below, in the vault, chains snapped, one by one. A thick mist poured from the cracks in the door. The torches lining the outer halls blew out. Somewhere bells began to ring, not by hand, but by breath. Sarganash stepped free. It had no eyes, but it saw through memory. No tongue, yet it spoke through nightmares. It whispered in ancient blood, "Brother, your throne is false." In the library, Dracula and Jonathan regrouped. Blood dripped from the Count's sleeves, staining a map drawn on human skin. "I buried Sarganash myself," Dracula confessed, "at the dawn of my unlife, when I was still man enough to fear him." Jonathan stared at him. "Why did you not destroy it?" "I tried. Fire, stake, holy word all failed. He cannot die, only sleep, until now." Jonathan's hand trembled. "Why is it calling brother?" Dracula looked away. "I was made by his curse, but shaped by my own will. He is not my kin. He is my origin." From the chapel ruins above, a scream cut through the night, high, wet, and full of unbearable agony. They ran. Through broken hallways, on over fallen saints, past murals that wept blood. The moon cast impossible shadows, and the air thickened with decay. In the chapel, they found the priest, or what was left of him. His body had been hollowed out, skin draped like a robe over the altar, and carved into the stone in blood were 5 words. "The moon shall be red." Sarganash moved. Every step he took warped the world.